The bass from the club was still echoing in my chest when I found her lipstick-stained wine glass on the counter. It wasn't the glass that stopped me, it was the scent. That same perfume she'd stopped wearing months ago. The one I'd bought her on our second anniversary. I lifted it slowly, my fingers trembling, as I noticed 2 faint fingerprints on the stem. Larger than hers. That's when the buzzing in my ears started. A low, rising hum that drowned out everything else. Lena was asleep upstairs. Or pretending to be. I stood there, motionless, the house dark except for the blue pulse of her phone lighting up the kitchen table. I picked it up, and the first message read, "You home safe, baby." The sender's name wasn't saved. Just a number. 1,000 thoughts collided in my mind. Maybe it was a friend, maybe a coworker, maybe I was being paranoid again. She'd said I was getting controlling lately. That I was insecure because she liked going out with her single friends. But my gut, the one she'd told me to stop listening to, was screaming. I scrolled. "You left too soon. I wanted to stay a bit longer. You looked amazing tonight. Still thinking about that dance." Then, her reply, half an hour ago. "Stop. You're going to get me in trouble," face throwing a kiss. My chest caved in. I dropped the phone onto the counter and gripped the edge of the sink, staring into the empty dark outside. The reflection in the window didn't look like me anymore. It looked like someone hollowed out and filled with static. I walked upstairs. The bedroom door was half open, light spilling from her side of the bed where her phone charger glowed red. She stirred when I entered, murmuring, "Hey, babe. You're still up." Her voice was syrupy, soft, like nothing was wrong. I forced my own to sound steady. "Who's texting you this late?" Her eyes opened. Just a flicker too long before she answered. "Probably Sarah. She forgot where she parked again." I held up her phone. "Sarah doesn't call you baby." The room froze. Her breath hitched, just slightly. Then she sat up, her hair falling around her face. "You went through my phone." That sentence. That damn sentence. Not "what did you see," not "it's not what you think." Just "you went through my phone." My throat felt tight. "Answer me, Lena." She looked away, the silence dragging out until it snapped. "It's nothing. Just some guy from the club. He was drunk and flirty. I didn't want to make a scene." "Then why are you texting him after midnight with heart emojis?" She flinched. Then her expression hardened, as if something inside her shifted. "You know what your problem is. You can't stand that I have a life outside of you. That I have friends, fun, freedom. Every time I do something that doesn't revolve around you, you act like I'm cheating." Her words landed like glass shattering in slow motion. "Freedom." I repeated quietly. "You call this freedom?" She stood up, grabbing her robe, her voice rising. "Yes. You track my location, you ask who I'm with, you act like I'm doing something wrong just because I'm not sitting at home waiting for you." "I asked because you used to want me to care," I said. "Now you twist that into control." She exhaled sharply, shaking her head. "You're making me feel trapped, Daniel. I can't breathe anymore." Something inside me cracked, not from anger, but from the realization that this wasn't sudden. It had been eroding for months, quietly, beneath the surface. The distance, the new friends I'd never met, the late nights she brushed off with tired smiles. "I don't want to trap you," I whispered. "But I deserve honesty." She stared at me for a long time. Then her voice dropped to a whisper. It didn't mean anything. Those words. So small, yet so cruel. My hands went numb. So there was something. Tears welled in her eyes. It was stupid. Just dancing. Kissing, maybe. I was drunk, he was there, and for a second it felt nice to be wanted again. "You barely look at me anymore, Daniel. You used to make me feel like I was the only one in the room." I stepped back as if she'd slapped me. My mind couldn't decide what to feel first: rage, heartbreak, disbelief, or the sick, heavy pity that she'd convinced herself this was justified. "You blamed me," I said quietly. "For everything. For caring, for noticing, for not being blind enough." Her tears fell freely now. "I'm sorry, okay? It's over. It was one night. I love you, Daniel. Please, let's not throw this away. But something had already been thrown away, the trust. The fragile thread that held our hearts together had snapped, and I could feel the distance between us stretching into a void. I walked toward the window, the street light carving shadows across the room. You told me I was controlling, I said. But all I ever wanted was for you to choose me the way I chose you. She reached out, voice trembling. I'm choosing you now. I turned, looking at her, really looking at her. The trembling hands, the mascara smudges, the pleading eyes. I knew she meant it, in her own fractured way. But love that needs forgiveness before it's even healed isn't love anymore. It's dependency. I think, I said slowly, you already made your choice. Her lips parted, but no words came out. Only silence, heavy and final. I left the room, hearing her soft sobs follow me down the hall. Each step away felt like tearing off a piece of myself, but also like breathing for the first time in months. In the kitchen, her wine glass still sat where I left it. The faint scent of that old perfume lingered, a ghost of who we were before lies replaced laughter. I poured the wine down the sink, wiped the counter clean, and finally, for the first time in years, the house was quiet.